There are hundreds of islands scattered across the Caribbean, some lush, some barren, and others that appear only when the mist lifts at dawn. But sailors whispered about one island that was never found on any map, an island that pirates spoke of only in hushed voices, a place where gold wasn't the only thing buried beneath the soil. They called it the Devil's Rest. According to legend, it was discovered by a dying captain, a man whose ship drifted off course after a hurricane. He claimed to have seen shores lined with black sand and strange symbols carved into the cliffs. When he returned to tell the tale, his eyes were wild and his hands shook as if he had touched death itself. For pirates, hidden islands were fortune, safe havens for treasure and secrecy. But this island was different. It was said that when ships anchored nearby, their compasses spun wildly, the wind fell silent, and the sea itself seemed to hold its breath. The few who dared to land spoke of eerie drums echoing through the jungle at night, and graves that glowed faintly beneath the moonlight. Over time, the story grew darker. It wasn't just gold they buried there. It was betrayal, vengeance, and the remains of men who were never meant to be found. As centuries passed, the Devil's Rest became a forbidden legend, a cursed island whispered about in taverns and shipholds. Some said it sank beneath the waves. Others swore it still appeared to lost sailors, calling them in with promises of treasure before swallowing them whole. This is the story of that hidden island, where pirates buried more than just treasure, they buried their sins. The legend begins with a storm. In the year 1692, a pirate ship named the Widow's Fang was torn apart by roaring winds somewhere east of the Bahamas. Its captain, Elias Drake, was a man feared across the Caribbean, a killer, a thief, and above all, a man obsessed with finding a place no other pirate could reach. After 3 days adrift, the storm broke. When the clouds cleared, Drake and his surviving crew saw an island rise from the mist. Jagged cliffs, black sand, and trees as dark as smoke. It was not marked on any map. Some swore it wasn't there the night before. The pirates rowed ashore, their boots sinking into the strange sand that shimmered faintly, like powdered glass. They followed the sound of running water and discovered a lagoon surrounded by stone statues. Figures eroded by time, their faces twisted as if screaming. One pirate joked they had found hell's doorstep. No one laughed. Deeper inland, they discovered caves lined with gold and bones.
What is this place?
Spanish coins glittered beside rusted swords and broken crosses. The men cheered. They believed they'd found a forgotten treasure trove. But Captain Drake said nothing. His eyes were fixed on carvings at the cave entrance. Circles and spirals etched into the rock, symbols unlike any he had seen. That night, as they lit fires and drank in celebration, strange things began to happen. The air turned heavy. The jungle fell silent. A crewman claimed to see figures watching from the tree line, shapes too tall, too still. When morning came, 2 men were missing. Drake ordered the remaining crew back to the ship, but the tide had pulled away. Their ship was gone. Only the mist remained, and the island waiting. Word of Captain Elias Drake's discovery spread like wildfire through the Caribbean. Within months, 3 more pirate captains claimed they knew of the same hidden island, but none dared to go alone. They called it a place blessed by gold and cursed by death. So against every pirate instinct, the fiercest rivals in the Caribbean forged an uneasy alliance, a brotherhood of the black tides. 4 ships set sail under a blood-red moon, their captains bound by greed and distrust. Among them were Elias Drake of the Widow's Fang, Iron Hook Briggs, and a ruthless woman known only as the Red Siren. Each carried gold, relics, and prisoners, not just to bury treasure, but something far darker. When they reached the island, the sea was eerily calm. Their compasses spun again, and the wind died. Anchors dropped in silence. No bird, no wave, no sound, only the hiss of torches as they stepped onto the cursed shore. Inland, the captains met in a clearing surrounded by ancient stones. There, under the moonlight, they made their pact. They would bury their treasure together in a single vault carved into the heart of the island. But legend says that wasn't all they buried. Some claim they sacrificed men to guard the gold. Slaves, mutineers, even captured sailors from Spanish ships. Others believe they sealed away something older, a relic or curse that didn't belong to man. By dawn, the pirates returned to their ships in silence. The jungle behind them was covered in fresh graves, and the earth smelled of blood and smoke. None of the 4 captains would ever see each other again. The brotherhood was never meant to last, but their secret was. When night fell over the island, the pirates began their work. Their torches flickered weakly against the jungle's breath. The ground was soft, black, and wet. It swallowed shovels like quicksand. This was where they would bury their treasures and their sins. Captain Elias Drake kept silent as the others shouted orders. Gold and silver filled crates until the wood creaked under the weight. But alongside the riches were other things. Relics looted from temples, skulls carved with runes, and weapons stained with old blood. It wasn't only greed that drove them, it was fear. These items, they believed, carried curses strong enough to destroy men. Then came the unspoken part of the ritual, the burials that no song or story ever told. Some pirates said they buried prisoners alive, forced to guard the gold for eternity. Others whispered that the captains sacrificed a member of their own crew, an offering to the island's dark spirit. The cries of the dying mixed with the sound of shovels and waves, and by the time dawn rose, silence covered everything. Drake stood at the edge of the mass grave, his face pale, his eyes hollow. He ordered the final chest to be sealed beneath a slab of carved stone. On it were etched words in no known tongue, symbols that glowed faintly when the last torch burned out. As the pirates finished, a sudden wind tore through the jungle. The fire went out. In the darkness, something moved, a sound like whispering coming from beneath the ground. The men ran toward the beach in terror, but only half made it back to their ships. The others remained forever beneath that cursed island, buried like the treasure, with secrets too dark to be unearthed again. Long after the pirates sailed away, the Devil's Rest became an island no sailor dared to approach. The sea around it turned silent. Even birds refused to cross its skies. Those who ignored the warnings never returned. Those who did, wish they hadn't. The first to come were treasure hunters, desperate men chasing legends. Their ships found the island easily enough, but strange things happened the moment they dropped anchor. Compasses spun, the tide reversed direction, and fog rolled in so thick that daylight vanished. Crewmen heard whispers in the wind, calling them by name. Some swore they saw shapes watching from the tree line. Not beasts, but men with hollow eyes and rotted smiles. One expedition, led by a French privateer named Lafarge, made it to shore. His crew unearthed pieces of gold scattered in the black sand, proof the pirate legend was real. But that night, they were woken by screams. Men vanished into the jungle. Those who remained found boot prints circling their camp that didn't belong to anyone living. When dawn broke, only Lafarge's logbook was found, pages smeared with blood. The last words reading, "They never left. The ground moves. The dead dig upward." Over the decades, the sea reclaimed the island. Storms surrounded it like a barrier. From time to time, sailors still glimpsed its cliffs in lightning flashes, just long enough to see graves glowing faintly in the rain. Some say the island was cursed by the souls buried alive. Others believe the gold itself was poisoned by dark ritual. Whatever the truth, the ground remembers. It breathes, it whispers, and it guards its secrets well. For those who dare to land upon it, the curse isn't waiting, it's already awake. Centuries passed, and the age of pirates faded into legend. But the story of the Devil's Rest refused to die. Sailors still whispered of black shores seen from afar, of compasses that went mad near invisible islands, and of ghostly lights flickering beneath the waves. In the 1800s, British explorers tried to locate the island using old pirate maps recovered from wrecks. Every expedition failed. Either storms scattered their ships or their instruments malfunctioned. One journal recovered from a lifeboat contained only a single cryptic line: "The island found us." In the 20th century, pilots flying over the Caribbean reported strange radar readings, a landmass that appeared for minutes, then vanished without trace. Some believed it was a mirage. Others said it was the curse, still alive, cloaking the island from the eyes of the living. In recent decades, divers and treasure hunters have joined the pursuit. One team claimed to have found a cave filled with human bones and rusted cutlasses beneath the Bahamian shallows. Another said they discovered a stone tablet engraved with the same spirals found in Captain Drake's cave, proof that the Devil's Rest was real. But their footage never saw the light of day. 2 members of the team vanished before the expedition's release. Locals still say that on moonless nights, you can hear drums echoing faintly over the sea, the same rhythm the pirates used during their ritual. Fishermen who chase those sounds never return.
Did you hear that?
Some mysteries are lost to
What
time,
was that sound?
others buried by choice. Yet sometimes the sea reminds us that what is buried does not always stay that way. And if the Devil's Rest truly still exists, it waits, patient and unseen, for the next soul foolish enough to seek its secrets. The sea forgets many things: ships, men, empires. But not everything sinks into silence. The legend of the Devil's Rest still haunts the waters of the Caribbean, like a memory the ocean refuses to drown. For centuries, men chased gold, glory, and power. But the pirates of that hidden island discovered a truth the world keeps ignoring: that some things are not meant to be owned, and some treasures are not made of gold. Beneath the black sand lies a history of betrayal, sacrifice, and greed. The island became their punishment, a mirror of their sins. Those who've searched for it since have all shared the same fate: lost ships, vanished explorers, or whispers that followed them home. The curse wasn't just tied to a place, it was tied to desire itself. Every man who sought that island carried the same greed that doomed Drake and his crew centuries ago. Even now, storm watchers claim that during tempests, the ocean glows faintly near an unseen shore. Fishermen swear they've seen the silhouettes of old ships drifting through lightning, their sails torn, their decks empty. Some believe those are the spirits of pirates still guarding their buried secret. Maybe the Devil's Rest was never an island at all. Maybe it was a warning that no matter how deep we bury our sins, the sea remembers where to find them. And so the legend endures, drifting between truth and nightmare. The waves whisper their names, the wind carries their story, and somewhere beneath miles of dark water, the island waits, patient, silent, and listening. Because some secrets were never meant to be dug up.